Hi guys, Nick from Dieselheat here. Today I'm making a little video to show you how to integrate your genuine Eberspacher D5E wiring loom, which you would have received with your diesel hot water and air heating kit, to the wiring looms that comes with the Dieselheat ducted fan. So there's a couple of little changes we're going to make to this Eberspacher loom, which allows the two systems to integrate properly. So the first thing we need to do is get out of the box that comes with our ducted fan, the ducted fan and thermostat power wiring loom. So that's this little bundle of cables here. And then the second thing we'll get out is the main loom for the Dieselheat thermostat. So this is the loom that connects the Dieselheat thermostat, which is this little fellow here. We don't really need him right now, but I'll just show it to you. So this loom plugs into the thermostat at this end, and at the other end is a whole bunch of connectors which provide the power and control to the ducted fan and the coolant valve. And most importantly, this connector here is where the thermostat and the fan and everything get their power from. And so the power wiring loom, which is this loom here, plugs into the ducted fan loom like that, and then this end of this cable needs to pick up 12 volts to run all that stuff. So the way we do that is we're going to actually connect this little connector here into the Eberspacher fuse box on the Eberspacher loom. So this fuse box has 3 positions in it. I'll take the cap off it. But for your diesel hot water and air heating system, for the Eberspacher part of it, they only use this one with the fat red wire and this one with the thin red wire. This wire here, which is a white and red colour, is not used in our application. And so what we're going to do is we're going to take this wire out of the fuse box and we're going to put our power wire into it so that you can use the same fuse box and the same power supply for the hot water system and the air heating head. So to get this little wire out of here, I'm using a pin release tool. You can actually just use a couple of really small screwdrivers and you slip them down the side of the plug in here. There's little slots and it pulls out. It's actually pretty easy to pull out, so it's no big drama. And once you've pulled that out, you then cut that wire off. You're not going to use that wire. So that's freed up the third spot in the fuse box. You can see all 3 spots are receiving power from the power cable that connects to the battery. And so then you can put the little connector that we provide into that fuse box. That snaps in. That's in. I can feel it won't pull out. There's a little rubber dust grommet that gets poked in as well. And effectively you've integrated those 2 looms. And if I pull this out, you'll see, just let me undo some of the tape here. So on the Eberspacher loom, you've got the positive wire, which is red with a black sheath on it. Don't be confused by that. That's positive. On our loom, that positive is then going off to the battery, and then on our loom we have black for negative and the Eberspacher uses brown for negative. They're both set up to be the same length, and that will both go to the battery to provide the negative connection for the system. So that's integrated the power wiring. The other thing you need to do on the other end of this loom is we just flip him over. The Eberspacher loom has the connector for a controller. So there's a couple of options here. Where the controller connector is joined onto this Eberspacher loom, this is the connection for an Easy Start Pro, which is the Eberspacher controller. If you're using an Easy Start Pro controller, then it plugs in here like that. So that's your Eberspacher Easy Start Pro controller plugged in. And if you come back down that loom, you'll see then there's a bunch of other wires coming out. The first one is the red and white wire. That's the wire we cut out of the fuse box. That's now going nowhere, and you can snip that off. The next one is a black and red wire. That's also not used, and you can snip that off. We've then got 2 additional positive and negative wires, which are also not used, and we're going to cut them off. Notice I'm cutting them all at different lengths so that there's no way they can touch each other. So the red and brown go, and that leaves us with the blue and white wire. In some looms, this can also be a yellow wire, so you're looking for either yellow or blue and white to retain. Once you've done that, grab some insulation tape and just wrap up where you've cut those wires. And because you've cut them at different lengths, if you then tape along the cable, there's no chance of the positive and negative ever touching, and it just makes it look nice and neat. So that's that. So if you're using the Eberspacher Easy Start Pro controller, you're not going to use this blue wire, which is the ignition wire that actually activates the furnace. However, if you're using our thermostat to turn the system on and you're not using an Easy Start Pro, we provide this little Molex connector. This Molex connector will connect to our thermostat loom, which has the little tag on it saying Eberspacher loom. This purple wire provides the on signal from our thermostat to turn the furnace on. And so you need to set this wire in the correct hole in that plug to line up with the purple wire. So I'll snap him into there. So if I plug that into there, then once the system is all set up, our thermostat will send an on signal down the purple wire, down this blue and white wire, which occasionally is yellow, and that will activate the furnace. So that's integrating our thermostat loom into the Eberspacher loom. Please just remember that you're not going to use both of these things together. You either use the Easy Start Pro, in which case you don't connect these two together, or if you don't have the Easy Start Pro, you can connect these two to activate the furnace. And that's it. That's all you need to do to integrate the looms. Thanks very much, guys. Cheers.